마당. 우리 집안일은 전부 초르트가 도맡아 한다. 지금도 도끼로 장작 패는 소리가 들린다. 악마를 노동력으로 쓰다니. 굉장하죠. 약초다. 콜류카. 콜류카는 성 베드로의 금식 기간 동안 채집하곤 하며 화살에 약초를 태운 연기를 쐬면 표적이 반드시 명중한다. 맨드레이크. 콜류카, 맨드레이크. 여기도 약초 있네. 티렐리치. 마녀와 콜둔이 소중히 여기는 약초.
So much firewood will last us a long time. There may be some good from the chorts after all. Old Igor made the chorts cut the firewood. Although he has no knowledge now, the chorts listen to him anyway, for old time's sake.
Hey, you! Cut faster! Curse you! Been chewing at my scalp all through my life. Now let's get to work.
So, Grandpa, the chorts listen to you.
Of course. We've living together for so long. They still remember me. And they're quite scared of you.
장작.
It's good that chorts help around the house, right?
Well, yes. Cutting firewood. That's nothing. Once I sent them to plow the field, and they plowed the whole area through and through, the vacant areas, and the seeded plots too. They need lots of looking after. Still, they have their uses.
늑대의 봉인.
Maybe I should look for wolves in the forest?
What? No, we need evil spirits. Ordinary wolves won't do. I have an idea. Don't fret. We'll break this seal in time.
이즈바.
How did you get that isba, Grandpa?
The Isba? I inherited it. The older ones eventually all moved away. Some went away, some stayed in Vilgard. The house was left to me by my parents. It's old, like me. We don't have much time left. Soon we'll both go to the afterlife. I'm leaving this Isba to you. There's no one else.
나중에 얘기해요.
All right, Grandpa. I need to go.
Yes, it's good that I'm not one of those petty charts from hell. Work all day or curse people. That's like a kind of work too, right? I'm perfectly content lying here watching after the household. That's my thing.
수세드코.
What should the domovoy do if not prepare firewood?
Lots of things. You haven't had a susietka for a long time, so your roof caved in a bit. Sedge and other things grow in it. I wouldn't let it get this far. Well, I'll clean this place up when I have time. I'm still not settled in here.
1.
Maybe you could help my chorts?
Yeah, right. I have my paws full with matters of my own. Looking after the house, getting rid of the mice, putting out the fire. Yeah? You think that's enough work? I'd say so.
이즈바.
How are you doing in Grandpa's isba?
I'm doing fine here. I feel calmer even. You don't have icons, and it's not like they used to have them in the church. And the corner over there reminds me of the old times. They used to keep food and the gods there.
We'll talk later.
밭으로. 인디비아. 보호의 힘이 깃들어 있으며 활력을 주는 약초. 심지어 태아에게도 힘을 불어넣어 줄 수 있다. 어디 또 약초 없나? 무덤으로 가는 길. 이 길을 따라 나무의 섬으로 가야 한다. 노래 감상 마크가 나왔죠?
Уж ты, ель моя, моя елушка, зеленая, да сосенушка. Уж не люли моя елушка, моя зеленая сосенушка, зеленая, да сосенушка, зелена тебе ветки, веточки. Ой, Люшеньки, люли, да сосенушка, на тебе веточки, сели на тебе ветки, веточки. Одной веточки нет, как не было. Ой, Люшеньки, люли, одной веточки нет, как не было. Одной веточки нет, как не было. Ой, да зеленой макушечки, зеленой макушечки, ой, да золотой верхушечки. У меня нет мила дружка, нет мила дружка, разлюбезного. Ой, Люшеньки, люли, нет мила дружка, нет мила дружка.
무덤 근처. 이 사람은 교회에 묻히지 못했다.
Sing winds from the quietest to quiet, from the lightest to light. Lift up the branches and sand from the grave. Split, Mother Earth, reveal yourself, coffin lid, and fly open white shrouds and draw open sweet lips. Tell me, my darling, of your life there, and ask me of our life here. I've been living here, wandering from place to place. I've witnessed all kinds of grief. All kinds have I suffered. I saved a girl from a banya. See, there's some good done with this knowledge. I saved another girl from the wretched claws of a Vodinoy. I'll do anything to save you. Even if it means raising all the villages on earth. My chorts will help us be together. Soon you'll be back, my darling. As soon as I break all the seals. And you, teach me, guide me, miserable orphan that I am, how to break all the seals of the book. And I will reach out my white hands and pull you from the other shore.
아, 얘네들 일을 너무 열심히 하는 거 아니야, 얘네들? 무의미한 일에 하나 보내자. 아니, 죄가 점점 늘어나고 있죠. 저 죄 한계가 몇이야? 능력치 없고 책도 늘어난 거 없고 방문객들
God bless. Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa.
Why, isn't that groom with his bride?
So, you're keeping your word, Nikolai?
I told you I needed a bride, and with help from you and God, here we are.
The wedding is close. I see you've covered yourselves, as is tradition.
Yes, we needed to have this wedding as soon as possible, so that the Bonics wouldn't drag me back. I understand you have a lot to think about. Vasya, weddings are the least of your worries, but if you can't do it, no one can. You were the matchmaker for me and Nikolai, so you should stand as matchmaker by my side at the wedding.
I have no time to give a dowry at a bachelorette party.
Right. The week has passed. The dowry appeared at my house, and what I lacked, the girls from my village helped out with.
The main thing is you being my matchmaker.
I can't. I have other business.
It's all right, Vasya. You can go. We have some time. And when the wedding passes, a solution to a problem might reveal itself.
You too, old Igor, come. You'll be our master of ceremonies.
What an honor. To what do I owe the pleasure, huh?
Well, you taught Vasilisa and helped with the items for the bride.
That's right. Well, you see, Vasya, how can you say no?
Who did you ask to be your best man?
Petька, the accordion player. He's an old friend of mine.
Fedka? What curse can he help you with? How can we attend such a wedding, Grandpa?
Stop it, Vasya. Fedьka will manage. He's a jester, but he can. Besides, we'll be there. We'll help with the evil spirits and Khalduns.
All right, but Fedka needs looking after, so he won't curse the wedding himself.
Thank you, Vasilisa. I brought a gift for you. I think you'll like it, and it should prove useful.
We didn't come only because of the invitation. We need a nowhere's help. My future mother-in-law hired brewers to make beer.
But they quit halfway through. They say demons chased them away. They're beside themselves with fear.
We decided not to approach these demons without you. Maybe it's Banniks trying to interfere with the wedding.
You made a wise choice.
맥주.
Is the bride side brewing beer?
We decided both sides will brew. The villagers are close to each other.
In Pakcha, where my mother lives, there are some skilled brewers. We hired them. Father is long gone, after all.
악마.
What are they saying about chorts?
Some shadows are being noisy, turning over tubs and whatnot.
See, they're brewing the beer by the river, so I thought that the Aptericha might reveal herself.
결혼식.
When's the wedding day?
Everyone is invited the day after tomorrow. First is the wedding day, and the next day we're going for a ceremony. Not everything is by the book, but you know how it is.
한번 해보죠.
All right, I'll help you. After all, the ceremony is incomplete without beer, and you have your whole life ahead of you.
Well, come the day after tomorrow then, if I'm the master of ceremonies.
See you soon. Lord be with you.
방문객들.
Greetings. God bless.
어라?
God bless. What brings you here, Your Honor? The stove flap is over there, to your right.
Alexander looks around, perplexed.
Grandpa, he's not here about that. He doesn't know these things either. And the matchmakers come without a groom.
Hello, Vasilisa. I was in the area for business and decided to drop in. I mean, I think you'll also be interested in this case I have. They talk about you and your grandfather quite often. You remember that fired short that tortured the girl in Logovo? There's a similar case in the village near Pakcha. It's called Северное Settlement.
That's where I'm going to track this chort. So, Северное Settlement? You start preaching them with your methods. Perhaps I'll drop by.
Thank you. Till we meet again.
Hold on. Fancy some tea? Help me move the table first, would you?
Table? No time. My patients are waiting.
Alexander hurriedly leaves your izba.
그럼 바로 가죠. 콜바강 근처. 이 먼지투성이 길은 콜방을 따라 굽이굽이 이어진다.
It's getting dark. You keep the black book ready. Khaldoons often put their chorts by the roads, as you have already witnessed several times. Soon, you notice someone's burning eyes under the roots of an old fir tree.
아니 카드놀이는 뭐야? 싸울 준비하기. 뿌리 트로트. 뭐야 이건? 스타일, 우가실, 부정적 효과를 제거, 즉발, 자고보루를 건너뛰고 즉시 사용됨. 2배의 저주. 포크차길. 이 길은 숲과 가까우니 조심해야 한다.
Among the treetops, you notice a silent giant.
와,
His figure
거인 봐.
towers over the trees and sheds a dark shadow on the frozen road.
가까이 가볼까?
You enter the forest and walk towards the spirit, but soon hear laughter in the distance. A whirlwind of dust emerges from the darkness. It splits into a swarm of demons.
싸울 준비하기. 숲 트로트 2마리죠. 방어 유지라. 철보다 단단한 페이지를 선택해 효과를 추가하세요. 즉발의 휩쓸기라. 오키안 바다. 체력을 잃을 때마다 소리 증가. 우로키. 차례마다 저주 3증가. 이거 괜찮을 것 같은데, 저주 빌드 용일 것 같은데. 아, 일단 뺄 건 빼자. 즉발기가 필요할까? 모르겠어. 북쪽 정착지. 알렉산더가 향한 집이 이 근처 어딘가에 있다. 쉽게 찾을 수 있을 것이다.
You find the izba Alexander told you about without any difficulties and question the locals. As it turns out, the husband of the sick woman died recently. Your acquaintance is already here.
주변 둘러보기.
These are fish traps. Looks like her husband used to be a fisherman. It's unlikely she goes fishing herself. The furniture, as well as the rest of the spa, has fallen into disrepair. It's clear that the woman can't look after the house alone. Some benches are overturned. Looks like the work of a demon.
In the corner of the izba stands a solid Russian stove. On the whitewashed mouth, you can see black traces of soot. It's difficult to say who is to blame, a demon or a housewife's clumsiness.
상자.
You open the chest and are hit with a foul stench. Inside lie everyday items of the woman and several linen sacks. It seems they are the source of the smell.
주머니 관찰하기.
You wince in disgust. The sacks contain horse manure, wriggling with worms. These are the gifts of a demon. To cursed people, they seem like gold and prianics.
물건들을 확인하기.
Bed sheets and towels, nothing of interest.
갑자기 반말을. 루버. 이게 뭐죠? 액자 그런 건가? 여긴 없어 보이고. 알렉산더.
Vasilisa, it's so good that you're here.
Alexander coughs and glances at your book.
Did you examine the sick woman?
Yes, the case is indeed similar to that in the Logova village. The woman is weak, but it's not so bad as that time.
It's still early. The demon only started coming to her. What is she saying about the chort?
There was no mention of chorts. You think they're to blame? She says it's a simple fever. But the symptoms are rather strange. I thought it to be anemia and nervousness. She buried her husband not long ago.
It seems strange because it's not a simple sickness. She can't tell because the demon has some power over her.
What should we do?
The snake doesn't appear often in the beginning. We'll have to make it. If she tells me about it, it will surely come. It's late. It will try to kill us.
Right? I won't stand in your way.
병든 여자.
Let me be. I need to rest. The fever won't let me be.
초르테데.
They say you became a widow. Oh, Jesus Christ, may he rest in peace.
Yes, he died, but I'm managing.
Sometimes dead husbands come back from the afterlife. Have you heard of that?
What kind of story is that? That sort of thing never happens. Lord have mercy.
Don't try to be cunning with me. I've seen all kinds of charts, and I can sense the walking dead from a mile away.
Phew, witch! What could you know about me and my Vasya? You know nothing.
Maybe I'll be able to convince her if I pretend to be her acquaintance. So, what did her husband do?
아까 그 어망이 있었잖아. 그럼 낚시꾼인데.
Perhaps he was a fisherman. Looks like it. There are fish traps in the corner. What do you mean? I know you through my godfather. He used to go fishing with your Vasily quite often.
He won't be fishing any now. He's dead, I'll tell you. Go away. You and your groom, let me rest.
She still doesn't believe me. How can I convince her that everything's not so simple with her guest?
성상 아니면 상자? 상자? 선물? 성상으로 가볼까?
Look, you even
Ah.
have an icon here. But the dead man still comes after you.
What a silly thing. I don't understand anything.
I know who is to blame for your sickness. If you want to live, you must tell me.
All right, I'll tell you, but don't you tell anyone. My husband didn't die. He still visits me in the evenings. But he told me to keep quiet. People won't understand.
You hear the sound of scattering sparks. A fire chort, familiar to you, emerges from the stove, and it immediately turns into a human.
Again with your plots, witch!
불뱀.
Don't interfere with my business.
You want to kill me? Didn't work out for you last time.
Ha! Kill? I have another purpose. You stopped me here, but I'll find other creatures.
Not so fast. You can't hide from me in my uyest.
That may be so. That's why you will be busy with my new friends. I won't be back here.
A couple of chorts appear near him, while he himself turns into a fiery whirlwind and disappears into the chimney. You can catch up with that chort if you don't spend time on these demons. But what will happen to the sick woman?
머물어야지 뭐.
You open the book and read the first Zagavar.
불타는 친구들 3마리죠. 스메르테야. 산만큼 증가. 이거 좋긴 한데 죄가 많이 들어가네?
You defeated the Chorts, and the woman seems to be safe now. But how many souls will this fiery snake ruin? No one knows the answer to this question. You can only continue on your way.
킴 젤카강. 작은 강이지만 강한 악마의 기운이 느껴진다. 바쿠레 짓이다.
You notice the pale heads of the drowned, looking out of the water. They are almost certainly waiting for a careless victim to drag under.
말하기.
Realizing they were spotted, the undead lazily hide beneath the water.
기습하기.
You hide nearby, and the drowners soon return to their spot.
공격.
You open the book and read the first Zagavar.
싸울 준비하기. 숲초르트. 얘네들 그 바보 형제들인가? 부식이 2번 당했죠. 코르쿠샤. 새 사슬. 페이지를 선택해 효과를 추가하세요. 라조엘. 자볼로트 나야 장터. 오늘 마을에 행상인이 들른다고 한다.
At the crossroads of two trade routes, you see the annual fair. Despite the late hour, trading is still taking place. Perhaps you might buy something for your journey. A multitude of goods can be found. Prianics, as well as a variety of magic trinkets. There's something for everyone here.
Buy an amulet and a trinket. Buy a potion and drink it. You'll be as healthy as a boar. Demons fleeing from your roar.
와, 굉장히 많네.
Seek me out, girl, and I will grant you knowledge. I can help you gain a better grasp of your book and all the wisdom contained within.
버섯빵. 자벌로튼 헛간. 아직 헛간에서 말리거나 보관할 것이 없기 때문에 어린아이들이 마음껏 놀고 있다.
You hear the lingering sounds of songs long known to you. At one of the izbas, you see a late-running vichorka. It may be worth stopping to listen for a while.
가까이 가기.
You sit by a house and dissolve in a deep song.
함께 노래하기. 포크차 마을. 양조사들이 가마솥을 정확히 어디에 뒀는지 알아내야 한다. 밤새도록 콜바강을 따라 헤매고 싶지는 않다.
Life goes on as usual in the sleepy Pakcha village. The peasants have returned from their work and fill the village with hearth fire glimmers shining from tall windows. The shop is still open.
주민들에게 묻기.
The peasants answer your questions with enthusiasm when they learn that you are the knower matchmaker they have heard of. According to the villagers of Pakcha, they seldom encounter wonders in their mundane life. Everyone laughs at the men who were brewing beer. Supposedly, they were so carried away with their work that they saw the devil himself.
상인 방문하기. 새로운 건 없어 보이죠? 효과 강화 저주도 플러스 2 페이지에 2 이거 괜찮아 보이는데? 저주 빌드에서 교회 방문하기.
You whisper a prayer and catch your breath.
양조사 찾기.
You easily find the home of the peasants who brewed beer, but their izba looks empty. You look into the galbets and see a man who is putting crosses on vials and barrels. He jumps when you call out to him.
Christ almighty, what are you scaring me for? I nearly died.
I knocked, didn't you hear? I'm here about the wedding. They asked to bring beer.
We couldn't cook the beer to the end, you understand? The bride is a chort in disguise, everyone knows that. So some of them sharp-tailed visited us. We barely managed to escape. With God's help, I'll bless the ingredients. We managed to brew the mash, then added hops to the cauldron. Everything with God's words, everything proper. A pound of hops and a pound of malt. And then a demon showed up. Lord have mercy.
악마.
Tell me about the demon you saw.
Someone cursed us. That must be it. Looked like a lump of meat that kept glaring at us. So we ran. Left everything there. We prepared part of it, but we're too scared to go there now.
양조.
So you brewed everything by the book?
Everything as it should be, with prayers and according to the recipe. First, the girls came to us from the bride's side, tried to put out the fire. Then, later, closer to the evening, a man came along. And at nightfall, it all began. The bride's cursed, so the devil showed up.
What man?
I don't know. Didn't have the chance to look at him proper. He stood for some time in the distance, and then left.
양조를 한 곳.
Did you brew by the river?
Right. Wait, you're going there now? This late? You'll be killed.
It's all right. I have God's word with me. The devil will have to retreat.
Well, God be with you. Go to the east of the last Isba. You won't miss it.
갈 시간. 강가의 양조사. 강가의 커다란 솥에서 맥주를 만들고 있다.
It's quiet in the brewing area. Too quiet. You anxiously look around. Evil spirits definitely had something to do with this.
약초가 있죠. 깨기풀.
Here's where the mash was cooked. There's some left at the bottom. Oh, it's so sweet. Here are some barrels filled with beer that's already been brewed. I think that if I'm able to chase the evil spirits away, the brewers will be able to take it. I can't carry these heavy barrels.
Here is the firewood that the brewers prepared.
장작 조금 가져가기.
You take some firewood.
내가 불을 지펴야 되나 그럼? 약초. 아킬린 약초. 구릿빛 이슬로 목욕하고 햇빛에 몸을 말리네. 옷으로는 구름을 걸치고 무한한 별에 둘러싸이리. 저주 효과를 제거.
There's some dry grass around here. It can be used for kindling.
풀을 조금 가져가기.
You take some dry grass. This is where they light the fire for brewing beer.
장작을 일단 풀에 넣을까?
You put some dry grass under the cauldron. Now it will be easier to light the fire.
그 다음에 불을 지펴.
You can't light the fire.
네?
All the logs have burned,
아.
and there's no dry grass for a spark to take.
장작을 먼저 넣어야 되는구나.
You add some firewood. Now you can light the fire.
불 지피기.
You light the fire and take a step back. A spirit shows itself above the cauldron for a moment, but it soon disappears beneath the oily froth of the beer. The fire is extinguished by the spilled beer. Could a larger fire expel the chort?
더 큰 불? 더 큰 불?
And I don't want to send my chorts. They may curse the beer on their way.
욕조. 통나무 욕조?
Here's where the mash was cooked.
통나무.
There's some left at the bottom.
Here is the firewood that the brewers prepared.
더 가져가기.
You take a greater amount of firewood. There's some dry grass around here. It can be used for kindling.
풀은 더 못 가져가네.
This cauldron is full of partially brewed beer. You feel an evil force hiding beneath the black surface.
손 집어넣기.
You roll back your sleeve and thrust your hand into the
체력이.
cauldron. But after a moment, jerk it out with a scream. Something bit you.
체력이 3 줄었죠.
This is where they light the fire for brewing beer.
장작을 더 넣어.
You add even more firewood. Now the fire will burn brighter than ever.
불 지피기.
You light the fire and take a step back.
하하, 이건 어떠냐? 뭐야? 뭐야? 맥주 저주? 사회가족 갑옷, 방어 32. 방어 32에 체력이 250. 방어 때문에 내 데미지 안 들어갈 것 같은데? 사슬로 공격하네? 또 부식. 부식은 그럼 회복으로. 부정적 효과 제거하고 그 다음에 공격 한번 넣자. 또 부식 걸렸죠. 방어 유지시킬 필요가 없을 것 같아요. 이 방어를 한꺼번에 데미지로 넣는 그런 카드는 없을까? 데미지 몇이야? 93? 부족하네? 아버지 하나 넣자. 아니야. 93으로 가. 96. 방어에 깨버리면 돼. 와, 사슬. 이제 데미지 35 들어온다. 저주 효과. 이게 저주인가 사슬이? 20 회복 한번 쓸까? 아까운데. 재생. 부정적. 회복. 좋아. 다시 할아버지. 도우미가 나타났죠. 사슬 걸렸죠. 저걸 지속적으로 회복을 하던가. 데미지는 계속 주는 게 나을 것 같아. 그게 전파는 체력 관리를 제대로 못했어. 재생이 13이면 재생 더 이상 안 켜도 되지 않나? 야, 사슬이 30이야. 재생 계속 해야 돼. (47) (47의) 데미지를 버틸 수가 없을 텐데. 이번 판은 체력을 쓰는 게 (46) 와, 살았다. 안녕. 차례를 무시하고 3회. 사슬이 굉장히 무섭네. 2배 저주.
The curse falls to the ground as a repulsive ball of foul-smelling wool. This chort was created by a Khaldun. But who would wish harm upon Nikolai? You send the brewers for the intact beer barrels and return to the Izba.
2주 바로 돌아가기.
Later, I called some men from Bakcha after I chased away the chort. They took the barrels with the cooked beer. Everything that was left in the cauldron was gone.
So much good beer wasted.
Looks like some Khaldun got involved.
Looks like it. Well, they're lucky to have you as a matchmaker.
You also keep your eyes peeled around Nikolai. Who knows?
I will. Many Khalduns like to ruin weddings. You know how it is.
Yes, and the guests are helpless. If you ruin a wedding, you can ruin the entire lives of the newlyweds.
That's all right. Just be attentive. You will protect them.
Right. I shouldn't expect any help from Fetka.
We'll manage even without Fetka. All right, we need to go.
트로트들. 방문객들.
God bless Vasilisa Fyodorovna.
God bless.
Bride sent for you. She doesn't let anyone touch the banya. Says you're the only one who can.
That's right. Tell her I'll be there soon. Get the decorations ready.
All right, I'm going then.
And I will go to the Nikolaevs to help prepare their procession. I'll be with the guests this evening. Be on the lookout. Don't forget about demons while you're looking out for Khalduns. Who knows who's mixed up into this?
All right, Grandpa.
Greetings, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I've fallen ill. Have fever of sorts. Look, my arms are all withered. The day's near when I won't be able to hold a plow.
What did you expect? Weren't you the one last year who got drunk? Climbed the Church of the Trinity and knocked down a bell from there, eh?
Yes, Yegor Yevlampovich. It was I. I come to you for repentance. Vasilisa Fyodorovna, heal me, please.
치료해주자.
All right, I'll do something about it. One doesn't deserve to die because of this. Here, sit by the stove.
You whisper several healing zagovors, and the visitor feels better.
Oh, thank you, mistress. I won't squander this chance.
가볼까요? 신부의 앞마당. 신부의 반야 의식 전에 애도를 하는 게 좋겠다. 그리고 반야를 리본과 자작나무 가지로 장식해야 한다.
Thank you for coming, Vasya. I've been crying the whole night. I have no strength left.
That's how it is. If you want a good marriage, you have to wail a bit.
I know. But it's not that simple. I won't miss the Abdericha much.
This way you'll get a taste of grief and cry, but your marriage life will be sweet.
Yes, we need to go to the banya soon. Decorate it properly. No one knows these rituals better than you.
All right, go cry about your hair. You can comment without me.
I will leave you a red ribbon.
No need, I'll manage.
Thank you, Vasya. I'll go then.
Well, to decorate it properly, I need to place birches along the path and tie ribbons around the banya. Time to get to work.
Here are the decorations for the banya. Satin ribbons of different colors.
리본 가져가기.
You take the ribbons from the chest.
약초. 콜류카. 자작나무 가지.
Some birch branches lie here.
가지를 두기. 무서워.
It turned out pretty beautiful. It will also keep the bride safe. I'm truly a master.
여기 또 뭐 있다. 약초. 또 뭐 장식하는 건 없겠죠? 끝난 것 같은데?
The old banya reminds you of the Abdericha. You chase away these gloomy thoughts. There's no need to go beneath the bench here. You're just decorating the walls.
리본으로 장식하기.
You are thinking about what color to decorate the banya.
여러 가지 색. 오, 이쁘다. 수상한 통? 통이 움직이죠?
The barrel jumps from side to side and sways as if it were alive.
뚜껑을 살짝 열기.
A small boy is sitting in the barrel. He clutches a flute in his hands and blows it with all his might.
말하기.
Well, witch, today Petchka the witch hunter will expel you from this wedding.
Witch hunter? Stop blowing the flute. I'm here to help the bride.
Right, as if I'd believe ya.
The boy starts to torture his flute in a severe manner.
If he doesn't stop playing, my head will explode. I can bring him around, and the Kolduns can help too. What was it that the bride and groom appointed me?
뭘까? 주례는 아닐 거야. 신부 들러리 아닐까? 주례 아니면 신부 들러리 해볼까?
So a witch can't visit a
틀렸네.
wedding as a guest? I was invited.
Yeah, it happens.
So she asked me to decorate the banya. I'm a knower after all.
All right, I believe you. I heard that the Kolduns curse weddings. I'm here to protect it.
야, 앞으로 그냥 힌트 눌러서 보자. 콜든.
What have you heard about Kolduns? What have you heard about Kolduns?
Do Kulduns fight each other? One invites a Kuldun over, and he turns out to be weak, like you.
What are you whispering there?
Nothing, nothing. So then comes another Kuldun, a powerful one, and curses everything he sees, the wedding and the first Kuldun.
반야.
Have you heard about Bannock's here?
I have. They grab the cursed and flay their skin, and the bride lived with them, they say. Is she an evil spirit too?
No, she was rescued.
So, a powerful Kuldun helped her.
Yes, I went with the groom.
You wouldn't manage without a groom, I bet.
도와주기.
So, you think I can't manage? Will you help me to guard this wedding?
I can. Together, we can do it for sure. Defeat the Kulduns.
It's time for me to lead the bride to the banya.
I'll look after you, witch. Let's deal with it peacefully, all right?
After the preparations are made, it's time to accompany the bride to the banya. A crowd of people has gathered to watch the ritual. Everyone wants to hear the wailings of old and have a look at the decorations. You sweep the road in front of the bride so that no cursed items will be trodden upon.
오늘 저녁에 집회가 있다. 반야에 불을 떼야겠다. 내가 직접 하는 게 좋겠지.
You warn the bride that guests from her side might show up soon. Shorts sent by the Abdiricha. You're right. As soon as the fire is lit in the banya, a demon appears.
썰 준비하기. 반야 초르트. 3마리 석탄에 하나? 얘로 갈까? 얘로 가자. 사술? 아, 이제 사술 공격하는 애들이 많네? 사술 대비책도 만들어야 될 것 같아. 저주 효과를 가지고 있는 정 하나마다 방어 8. 쉬고 있는 초르트 하나마다 최소 1. 이건 못 쓰겠네 그럼.
After you catch your breath, you wash the bride while speaking the ritual Zagavers, and then help to get her in the wedding dress.
레벨업은 아직이고 애들이 사술을 쓴단 말이지. 사술 방어하는 게 있을까? 신부 행렬이 도착. 곧 하객들이 도착하면 다 함께 빌고르트로 갈 것이다.
Carts with wedding guests have already started to arrive at the yard. There will be a wedding gathering this evening, so there's going to be quite a crowd. Nikolai is here, as well as old Yegor, the master of ceremonies, and the groom's relatives. The moment the guests enter the yard, the mother of the bride brings her daughter out.
You came!
Jesus, so many people.
Well, we came, yes, so greet your guests.
No wind and then a gale. No guests and then a swarm.
Greetings, Yegor Yevlampovich, master of ceremonies.
Howdy! Soon we'll make you completely human.
Greetings, noble best man, my loyal friend.
Well, as they say in Sheridan, bonjour!
Greetings, betrothed.
Greetings. See, I'll fulfill my promise very soon.
Oh well, the evening won't start by itself. Time to drink for the bride.
Don't go ahead of the cart. When the master of ceremonies tells us to, then we will start.
Come on! You're too ceremonial. They do everything quicker in the city.
Right. And the people there will lose what's left of their souls soon. We'll start this wedding proper, as it's supposed to be started.
Oh, Jesus Christ, don't be angry, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. Igor Yevlampich, it will be as you say.
Unharness the horses and get ready for dinner. And I need to speak to you, matchmaker.
As you say, Igor Yevlampovich, as you say. Come here, everyone.
Could you be a bit quicker, old man?
Come, come. You'll get what you're due soon enough.
니콜라이, 들러리, 여인. 나 어딨니? 아, 들러리?
Hey, Kola, prepare your coins. We have a song for you. Hey, hit it! Petka, let's have some drums!
새 음악.
I'm not your typical bride. The others usually say goodbye to their home. I learned about this only recently.
You had a chance to see it. Not every cursed one has that chance.
That's right. But you'll help me if something goes wrong?
I didn't save you from a demon for nothing.
Thank you, Vasya.
약간 까칠한데 대답이?
Khaldoons often throw in a pod with 9 peas to prevent horses from passing. You search the haystack, but don't feel any cursed artifacts nearby.
뭐야, 근처에 저주 아이템 뭐 그런 거 심어놨나? 이고라 할아버지, 남자애.
Everything is quiet at the moment. There are no Khaldoons around except for you and old Igor. I'm keeping my eyes open. If I notice any chorts, I'll tell you.
Chorts? Regular people don't see them.
Wrong. Anyone can see a chort today. Have you heard about the carts with no horses? Who moves them if not chorts?
Well, I know that chorts spin the grindstones.
Uh-huh. And who's pushing a cart if there are no cattle? Chorts! Who else? And then there's another thing. The locomotive, for instance. Oh! And have you heard about Telegraph? Recently in Solikamsk, the Telegraph chorts made such a ruckus. The peasants pulled down Telegraph. It's a sort of nobility that they have a the graph. They got the graph.
I heard something about Pele the Graph.
Be on the lookout. the Graph himself may show up.
바닥?
If there's any cursed wool in the bride's way, it will bring bad luck. If it's bare wool, the procession might not be able to pass at all. You inspect the floor, but you don't notice any cursed artifacts.
니콜라이.
Well, Vasilisa, we've been through fire together to end up here.
Wait a little bit. This feast will get pretty fiery soon.
Vitka, how are you doing after that night?
I don't quite remember what happened, Vasya. I only know one thing. If it wasn't for you, the feast would have been my last. I won't forget it.
It turns out you're like a mother to everyone here.
이 안에 뭐 없겠지? 여인의 어머니.
So that's how life turns out to be. For so many years, I've been raising a log, and my daughter
통나무.
was suffering from demons. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did it happen? Forgive me, Lord.
통나무.
Your child wasn't growing, so why didn't you visit a knower?
I called a doctor, and he said that it's a kind of a scientific disease.
All diseases come from demons. Why are you listening to doctors? Be glad that Nikolai got to us.
Oh, I don't even know how to thank you, Vasilisa Fedorovna. My daughter will do well with such a matchmaker.
신랑.
Are you happy with the groom?
Oh, we couldn't hope for better. Practical, has served in the army. What more could you wish for?
근데 너무 어이없겠다. 통나무 키우다가 어린아이 키우다가 갑자기 성인이 된 여인이 와서 덜컥 갑자기 딸이라고 하니. 딸.
Your daughter is an enviable bride.
I myself couldn't have brought her up better. Lord, forgive me, but how could you say that she grew up with demons? No one would believe it. And such a dowry. Even I got a belt, just like my daughter's. I don't know who sent it, though.
다 끝난 것 같은데?
How can you live with this friend of yours? I just don't get it.
He's all right. A funny guy. Anyway, I want to speak to you about something else. We need to guard this wedding. Notice anything?
Right, instead of Fedka. But no, everything seems proper.
Keep your eyes open. Don't give any curse a chance to settle.
저주.
Have you sensed anything wrong?
The horses were reluctant to go when the procession was leaving the gates. I whispered a bit, and it sort of improved. But these things don't happen without reason. Why don't you have a look? Maybe with your powers of sorcery, you'll be able to find something.
뭔가 숨겨져 있는 것 같아. 콜든.
I don't think any Kolduns will show up. They're scared of you. Have been for a long time now.
Could be. So we won't sound the alarm yet, right? Besides, what's a good wedding without a Khaldun duel? There was this event in my youth. I was the best man and guarded the wedding. A disgruntled Khaldun showed up. They hadn't invited him, you see? So I gave him a good cursing. He was sick for an entire week after that. But you should look for a curse anyway. We don't want you to be sick.
페카.
Did you teach our accordion player any words?
I did. And he whispered them correctly.
I hope he doesn't mix anything up.
What could he possibly mix up? I'll look after him.
Talk to you later, Grandpa. I'll have a look around.
Remember how I taught you to spoil weddings?
Of course I do.
Well, try to find some wool or bean sprouts. You need to dispose of them if some chort left them behind.
All right, Grandpa.
양모나 콩나물? 바닥 받고. 없어 보이는데?
You may go on your way.
요란한 방. 저게 무슨 소리지? 설마 초르테인가?
It turns out the room is noisy
카드놀이.
because several men decided to kill some time by playing cards. They are so immersed in the game that they fail to notice you.
방도 조사를 해야겠죠.
Hardly anyone visits this part of the house. So this is where the card players decided to hide.
뭐 위험한 건 없어 보이는데?
You may go on your way.
다락방. 다락에는 온갖 악령이 숨곤 한다. 혹시 모르니 확인해 봐야겠다.
You look into the pantry near the haystacks and see a ruffled silhouette of a Susietko. He seems to be deep in his thoughts, and he doesn't notice you.
반기기.
Greetings, Susiedko kind host.
Oh my, you scared me. Witch, I get rid of you this very instant.
Wait, I'm the matchmaker. I'm helping the wedding, not spoiling it.
Ah, I see. I thought you won on the cursing sword. I failed to notice in time. I think I saw something the other day, but it wasn't quick enough. The shadow escaped.
수세드코.
I thought that there was no Susiedko here, and that the changeling lock drove you away.
Oh, that was the case. The changeling was strong, so he escaped to my relatives. It was only recently that I could come back.
신부.
Are you happy with the bride?
Oh, I am. I feel bad though, as I couldn't keep her away from the curse. I don't have much power in the banya.
그림자.
Whom did you see? Tell me in details.
The man was rummaging around the haystacks.
I searched the yard, but I couldn't find anything cursed.
So he hid it well. And nowhere. I could tell straight away. He had a frock and a smart face, not like yours, a typical village face.
Wait, a frog? So he was a merchant.
Devil knows. He could play tricks on my eyes better than you. He sneaked up to me and grabbed me by my fur. But that's all right. I had seen enough by then. Take a look in the morning. You'll find it.
The Susiedka advises you to look in the lining of the chest with the bed sheets, which are to be brought into the house of the groom.
이불이 들어있는 상자.
I need to go, kind Susiedko host.
Very well. See you soon. See you soon.
방. 위쪽 방의 테이블에 오늘 저녁 집회 준비를 해놨다. 내일이 결혼식이다.
Finally, after the prolonged greetings of the foreign guests, the ritual of drinking to the bride begins. The bride brings wine to everyone, and the guests sit in the traditional order. A dinner is served that consists of many dishes: jellied minced meat, meat soup, fish pie, and calf's head. These are only a tiny portion of all the dishes served.
분위기 좋은데?
The whole week before the wedding, the bridesmaids and the bride were preparing wailings of grief. Now it's time for songs of praise and glory. Before continuing the feast, you decide to stretch your legs and walk into a decorated room.
And she has the blackest book. And her eyes. A true Satan. She looked at me and I sort of froze. She wanted to set her short on me. But then I told her, I'll hit you so hard.
What did you tell me?
Ah, sweet mother. Oh, Jesus.
It's me who's going to hit you hard. Or should I send my chort on you?
Oh, Vasa, don't curse him. He was a fool. Don't be strict with him. He used to tease me too when I was with Proshka. I know that you're good. You should be called a witch doctor.
Akulina, was it you who I cured of Ikota?
It was me, Vasilisa. Thank you, mistress.
This chort has no business sitting as an Ikota. Proshka is doing good now. He's traveling with me.
So, he's helping you. Who knew it would turn out so well? This is my friend, Pyotr. He's very good with his flute.
Well, it is what it is.
If you tell any more stories like that about me, you won't have any
팔을
use to hold
잘라버릴 거야.
that flute. Got it?
Got it.
아쿨리나.
So, how are you doing without Proshka?
Oh, I couldn't be happier. The chort doesn't speak from inside me in a scary voice, and the other children don't make fun of me anymore. Thank you, Vasya.
콜둔.
How's your patrol doing? Noticed any more Kolduns?
Everything's quiet. I'm on the lookout.
결혼식.
Do you like the wedding?
Oh, it's pretty, and the songs, and everyone is dressed so nicely.
That's rubbish. But Nikolai's uniform looks great. I bet he has a gun at home.
Oh, when I grow up, I'll cry my eyes out, and then I'll live happily.
나중에 봐. 큰 사람.
The neighbors of this tall carpenter are lying face down on their plates, snoring peacefully.
Do you think I bored them with my talking? Oh no, that's not the case. In all of Perm-Gubernia, there's no man more dashing than me. Well, if it's about carpentry or drinking. Anyway, in all the rest, I'm afraid I'm not that good.
얘는 처음 보는 스킨이죠. 목수.
So your axe feeds you?
Yeah, I recently put a blockhouse in Anbor. I'm often hired in this Uyest. If only I was paid as well as I should. I can build whatever you can think of. A boat or a church. My tool is always with me. My loyal axe here.
술.
So no one can beat you at drinking.
I can drink 5 bottles of vodka right now. Believe it or not.
뭐야 이건? 내기를 걸기. 5루블에 아이템에 맨드레이크 걸기. 걸어볼까? 궁금하잖아.
With a Zagaver, you use an herb and offer a bet.
Why not?
One cup after another, and you don't feel a thing. The carpenter soon gives up and falls beside his neighbors. You take your winnings.
오, 이겼다. 아쿨리나의 어머니.
Vasilisa Fyodorovna, God be with you. I know I didn't believe you outright, but I was wrong. Oh, thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I don't know how to thank you. Take some sour cream from our cow. Oh, it was
오르블.
a lucky day when we met you.
다음 들러리.
Oh, Vasilisa, the bride told us about you.
Such a man she got herself, right?
Hush! Do you want to curse her?
Me? I can't curse. Here, Vasya will prove me right, right? But what a man, a soldier. Maybe I should get dragged away by shorts?
들러리.
Thank you for helping me. I understand that you got this friend quite suddenly.
That's all right. She's a fine girl. Feel like we've known her all these years.
It's a pity she didn't show up earlier.
신부.
Aren't you afraid that the bride used to be a changeling?
What's there to be scared about? She's ordinary now.
Things happen in life. It wasn't her decision to become a demon. Such was her fate.
The only one to blame here is her mother.
Oh, she's also suffered her fill with the changeling. God is forgiving.
나중에 봐요. 만찬.
The feast is not yet over, but it will not continue on without your approval.
무슨 결정? 할 건 다 한 것 같은데?
The feast is not yet over. The feast continues, and each of the guests is honored with a song of glorification. After each song, it is customary to thank the singers with some money. Your turn comes. The song begins «Ты княжна наша сващенка». When the sound of the choir dies down, a girl with a tray approaches you.
그래, 관대한 선물.
The eyes of the performers grow wide with surprise. Your generosity is momentarily praised in a song.
하나
At
줄여주네.
the end of the feast,
10개는
a ritual
줄여줘야지.
dish
아.
is served. Selyanka, a large baked pudding with eggs. Nikolai deftly cuts a piece of pie and gifts his mother-in-law the customary coins. The feast will go on until morning, but old Yegor convinces you that tomorrow is the most important day, the traveling of the wedding procession to the wedding ceremony. You go home to have a little rest before dawn.
레벨업은 안 됐고.
God bless. Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I came for you, Vasilisa. I'll get you to Pakcha. And you, Yegor Yevlampovich, will get to Vilgard. Get ready. I'll wait for you at the gates.
바로 가죠. 미모와의 작별. 결혼식은 긴 혼례로 시작한다.
You reach the bride's isba with the light of dawn. The changeling girl sits under the icons and starts a long ritual of saying farewell to the maidenly headband. The bridesmaids chant Uzhyasyaduka Maladyoshенька. The bride hands out red satin ribbons to everyone. The bride gives the prettiest one to you.
리본 받기.
The ritual drags on,
천연머리띠.
and the guests have yet to arrive. The sounds of the last wailings quiet down close to the evening. The bridesmaids begin dressing the bride in the wedding gown, and you decide to look once more for cursed items in the yard while waiting for the guests.
모여드는 행렬. 애도하는 동안 다시 앞마당을 확인하고 새로운 저주가 있으면 풀어야 한다. 아따, 결혼 한번 하기 힘드네.
You go down into the yard. It looks empty and grim without wedding guests. Not surprising. This roof was home to an evil spirit for many years. You jump from a sudden rustling. You think you heard it coming from one of the haystacks. But which one?
주변을 둘러보기. 작은 건초더미.
There was some noise coming from this haystack. Or was it that haystack?
건초더미 조사하기.
Two dark figures emerge from the shadows.
Aha! We've caught a witch!
Oh, it's Vasilisa.
This isn't a fairy tale. What if I took you for an evil spirit?
Sorry, Vasya. We were trying to ambush an evil Khaldun, not you.
Someone has been here for sure. We've been watching all night and saw it. He sneaked in and planted an ikota on the wedding.
Oh, Christ in heaven! Not an ikota.
It's alright. I'll protect you. Khalduns have no business cursing weddings.
콜든.
What Khaldun did you see?
He sneaked in at night. Satan himself, I swear by God.
The gates opened by themselves, and the iron seals were flying around.
Means chorts were moving it.
And he himself didn't look like a Khaldun. He was dressed as a townsperson.
He started to whisper. It was so fast and so frightening. It was so dark, we almost couldn't see anything.
She likely won't find it by herself.
Stop whistling.
This flute must be good against the Khalduns.
So he ran, and we decided to change our hiding spot in case he'd be back. And you came.
저주.
What did that Khaldun do?
He whispered a lot and did something with his hands.
I think he was scattering cursed items.
We'll help you find them, Vasya.
She likely won't find it by herself.
가자.
All right, if you want to help, go right ahead. Petka, look in this haystack for a peapod with 9 peas. You, Akulina, look in that haystack. And I'll search the yard. All clear?
Clear. He likely won't find it without us.
All right, Vasilisa.
애들이 참 귀엽죠. 욕조.
Beer. Leftovers from yesterday. It's flat now. Smells kind of disgusting.
상자.
The chest contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the isba.
맞아. 입을 안 가면 살펴보라고 그랬었죠.
You cut into the lining and, to your horror, find something furry inside. You find a dried bear paw that emanates dark sorcery. You hide this new artifact in your bag, as if against your will. The chest contains
곰발.
snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the isba.
곰발은 또 어떻게? 바닥?
You closely inspect the floor. To your horror, you find a patch of burned dog hair. You remove it with a zagavar and throw it away in disgust. Petka suddenly calls out to you.
Vasya, I found it, I think.
I too found some traces of the curse. You and I both have some. That's a lot. What do you have, Aquilina?
Oh,
Well, it doesn't matter if you don't have any.
I found some, Vasya. Also pod.
Quite a few curses. Powerful Khaldun is involved here.
The children look at each other worrisomely.
Give me those pods. Who knows what else is our enemy capable of? A curse? Will he summon Chorts? A mortal threat.
You jump from the sudden knock at the gates. The children run inside the house, screaming.
뭐야? 방금 뭐랬어? 몸감이 오고 문을 열기.
You open the gates before the surprised guests.
I don't have time for ransoms. Go get your bride upstairs. I need to speak to the master of ceremonies.
You seem alarmed, Vasilisa.
I found so many cursed things right now. Someone powerful is trying to curse this wedding.
You tell old Yegor about your discoveries.
You can't stop the wedding now.
But why? Wait, I'll tell Nikolai.
Old Yegor forcefully grabs your arm.
Hold there. Do you want to spoil their wedding? If you stop the procession right now, their whole life could go sideways.
Yes, but what if we're stopped on our way down the aisle? No one knows how all these curses turn out.
That's your task, Matchmaker, to guard the procession against it. If it stops, then yes, only God knows what will happen. Don't bother the betrothed. Do your job, and I will do mine. We'll teach Fedьka some zagovors. He may learn something yet.
All right, Grandpa.
Let's go. We need to bless them on their way.
All the guests gather in the izba. After the blessings of Nikolai and his bride, the procession departs to Vilgort, to the Church of the Trinity.
신부의 행렬의 출발. 준비가 끝났다. 이제 출발할 시간이다.
This girl sure is lucky, right?
Yes, if you can return from another world. She wouldn't have done it by herself. We helped her. So is the case with the other dead. They can't get back by themselves.
So Kolya wouldn't pull her out without you, right?
Without me or Grandpa, unlikely.
You know, I've been thinking. In a way, you also pulled me out from the grave. If you didn't come that night to the pothouse, Shorts would have killed me.
Yes, I think that's how it happened.
I've heard what the girls in Vilgard have been saying, that you didn't want to become a witch. But you did become one, right? And so I've been thinking, you did it to help your betrothed.
Why would you think that?
You and your grandpa are taking me for a fool, but I see lots of things. The dead men can't go back by themselves, right? I visited lots of evening gatherings. I saw how much you loved him. So I think you decided. Vasya, stop this nonsense. Nothing good will come of it. You brought back that girl, but she never died. She was kidnapped, right? I was quite close to being dead, but your betrothed is dead. Buried.
Quit running your mouth. You don't understand anything.
Wait, don't be angry. I'm not joking. I came close to seeing the afterlife. There's no coming back from there. And your chorts constantly beg you for work, right? So how many people have you cursed already?
Not so many.
And what's next? Sooner or later, they'll get hungrier and hungrier and start dragging our souls to the grave. I was enclosed to many stories. Your church will also drag you to hell, along with who knows how many peasants.
맞는 말이긴 해. 일단 동의해볼까?
You may be right. The Chorts constantly ask for work. If I give them some slack, they'll ruin everything they see. But what else can I do? You're saying my Chorts will be the death of me. You can't know my fate. And you don't know his fate.
That's right. I don't. But I decided to make my own fate. You have your fate. You heard the Troika, so that's your fate. Maybe it wasn't a trick. But I have it differently. You remember how I stole from the shop? It wasn't the first time. I've done lots of similar things. I think maybe I should quit this kind of life. Start a household. I know it's not as fun or exciting. You saved me. So I wanted to ask your advice. You were nowhere after all. What do you think?
동의하기.
Well, Fyetka, I've always told you to abandon your life of pleasure.
Right, I'll try. Old habits die hard. Next thing you'll know, I have my own household.
You better remember these words of yours.
I will. I'm not old enough to have a bad memory.
Fedka grins and flings the reins. Pakcha village is surrounded by mist, and the road to Vilgert lies ahead of you. You think that if someone wanted this wedding ruined, he wouldn't be stopped this easily. You look around anxiously and prepare for the worst.
차가운 겨울의 여울. 이 시냇물이 길을 가로지르고 있다. 행렬을 멈춰 세우기 쉬운 곳이다.
The winding path lures you in with a damp mist and mysterious shadows. What spirits hide behind them? Soon, you get to Cold Creek Ford. Yours and the bride's cars cross the water with a splash, but the third cart isn't so lucky. One of the wheels hits a stone, and all its passengers fall overboard.
세 번째가 걸렸다는데?
You look around and notice demon eyes in the dark. Fedka gives you a questioning look. What should you do with the rest of the guests?
내려서 도와주는 게 낫지 않을까? 하객들을 버릴 순 없잖아.
You hop off the cart and open the black book. Fedka passes the reins and hops off too. You need to depart as soon as possible so as not to fall behind the wedding procession. The musician tries to help fix the cart, but you have something else to deal with. A swarm of chorts flies out of the darkness.
싸운다. 행렬 근처의 초르트. 몇 마리야? 세 마리? 독이죠. 스메르테아. 적이 쓰러질 경우 남은 적들에게 공격을 5입힘. 좋은데?
The cart is finally fixed, and you quickly catch up to the procession. The peasants didn't see the chorts, but they noticed you whispering Zagavers. Now they are looking at you and your book with respect.
비틀어진 숲 근처. 우리가 결혼 때문에 바쁜 틈을 타 콜둔이 비틀어진 숲의 힘을 사용할지도 모른다.
The wedding train reaches the shadows of the gloomy trees of the Crooked Forest. Strange sounds escape the evening darkness. It appears the mysterious Khaldun cursed this road as well. Your suspicions prove correct. Although you have known this forest since you were a child, the road meets a fork that you have no memory of. Looks like the turn on the right is used more often than the one to the left.
그럼 많이 쓰인 길로 가는 게 맞겠죠? 왼쪽 길.
You don't recognize the last fork either. The road to the left looks like it's submerged in darkness, and you see some moonlight above the road to the right.
본 적이 없어? 본 적이 없다고? 그리고 어둠에 잠겼다고? 그럼 오른쪽 길이 맞지 않을까? 함정 아니야? 본 적이 없다잖아. 오른쪽 길로 가자.
You arrive at another fork. The road to the left lies through a thick forest, and to the right you see a clearing amongst the trees.
나무들 사이에 빈터, 우거진 숲, 빈터. 오른쪽 길이 맞지 않을까?
Finally, the forest is behind
오,
you.
다행이야.
Vilgert is close, so you decide to take a break.
틀렸으면 어떻게 됐을까? 미하일의 교차로. 갈림길은 원래 악령이 자주 출몰하지만 미하일의 교차로는 유난히 심하다.
Mikhail's crossroads look unfamiliar. You feel as if you have entirely lost your sense of direction. You can't tell north from south. It's as if you are standing at this crossroads for the first time. You decide to resort to sorcery. You quickly whisper the words of the Zagaver and listen.
당신의 왼쪽에서는 종소리가, 오른쪽에서는 도끼 소리가, 그리고 가운데에서는 곡성이 들립니다. 어느 길로 가야 할까요? 종소리, 교회 쪽으로 가야겠죠? 그럼 왼쪽 길로 가자.
You chose the right way. You make no mistake in choosing the road. This task is right down your alley. The road to Vilgert passes by uneventfully, and you have a chance to rest. Looks like this is the last piece of the road to the Church of the Trinity.
곡소리 나는 곳을 선택했으면 어떻게 됐을까? 빌고르트의 3.1일체의 교회. 교회에 거의 다 왔다. 말 귀여워. 어라? 의사 양반이죠?
Vasilisa, stop the procession.
Alexander, we can't.
뭐야 갑자기?
It's a bad omen.
I suppose I can hide it now. No time to argue. I intend to curse your wedding procession.
마녀였어?
And I'm willing to see it through.
What? Are you telling me that everything you do is based on science?
I can leave it be, but only if you give me the book.
왜?
But why do you need to ruin the wedding?
It's simple. I can take this artifact only if you're sufficiently weakened.
If the procession stops, the curse may splash out. Only God knows what should happen then.
Right. You're only saying this so I wouldn't interfere. No such thing will happen.
Listen to me. This is dangerous. Very dangerous.
You can't scare me, Vasilisa. Either give me the book or the procession stops.
오, 강압적으로 나오죠? 어떻게?
So that's how it is in your world. Always playing pretend. You could have helped me with the snake that time.
I wanted to, but you were doing fine on your own, and I wanted to see what kind of witch you were. I did. I think you're as powerful as me. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just need the book.
You know about this? What do you need it for? What are you planning?
Don't stall, Vasilisa. Fight me.
협상하기. 왜 책을 노리는 걸까?
Let me wed this couple, and then we can fight. Why involve the bride and groom?
You won't trick me, Vasilisa. I came especially prepared for this fight. Now when there's a curse around us, we are equal.
별 수 없다. 싸우자.
I can't give you the book, you know that.
Then it's the only way. Défends-toi.
야, 봉인 풀어놨다. 현자 대 현자. 다른 콜둔과 싸우게 될 예정입니다. 콜둔들은 페이지를 이용해 자신만의 자고보르를 만듭니다. 자고보르를 만들 때 굳건한 페이지와 행동을 제외한 페이지의 수가 더 적은 사람이 먼저 차례를 가집니다. 적대적인 콜둔이 당신보다 먼저 주문을 외울 수도 있습니다. 긴 자고보르를 만들고 적의 선탈을 허용할지, 짧은 자고보르를 만들어 먼저 약한 공격을 내줄지 선택해야 할 것입니다. 먼저 선 들어왔죠. 방어시 체력이 190이네? 악령 소환? 너 동료도 소환해? 이건 뭐야? 아, 이거 카드를 안 뺐네.
Give me the book, Vasilisa, and the guests will be safe.
They have nothing to fear. I'll protect the wedding.
I don't want to hurt you, Vasilisa. Not if I don't have to.
You've been lying like the devil himself, and now you want me to believe you?
아니, 날 이길 수 있다고 생각하는 거야 지금?
Give up, or the entire wedding procession will be transformed.
Not if I stop you first.
다른지 하나밖에 안 나왔네? 얘를 처리할 수 있을까? 또 소환했어. 하지만 끝났죠.
Alexander's driver notices that his master is weakened and strikes the horses. The carriage drives away. With horror, you realize that his last Zagavers weren't directed at you, but at the procession. The horses lose their footing, and the first carts overturn with a terrible crash. The world around you turns into a cacophony of screams, both animal and human.
결국은 망쳤구만. 웬일이니? 뭐야? 늑대가 되었죠?
Alexander's curse hits the weakened wedding procession and slices through it. Some of the wedding guests turn into wolves and run into the forest. Others have lost consciousness or are injured from the crash. You notice old Yegor and run towards him. Several Zagavers later, and your mentor comes to his senses.
Grandpa! Grandpa, you're alive?
Vasilisa! Oh, Jesus, my head hurts. Oh.
Wait, I'll whisper a bit.
No time. What's happened to the procession? Was it cursed after all?
Yes, many of the guests were turned to wolves.
So they were. I wasn't seeing straight. I saw how Fedka was turning.
I'll get that, Alexander. Oh, but what should we do now?
Shush, don't whine. There's no time to think about that lad now. First, we fix the wedding. That's all right. You'll catch the wolves and heal them. Next thing you know, the seal will be broken.
How will I find them? Even my chorts may not be able to find the cursed.
We'll find them. I have this old friend of mine, a hunter. He will track them. Find out who's missing and fix up the wounded. Then we'll get ready for the road.
늑대.
How did they turn into wolves? No one has heard of such thing for 100 years or more.
Well, your friend there cast a strong curse, and then you were right. Fedka is not very knowledgeable for a best man.
How do I lift the curse?
You need special herb, Cuckoo's tears. It grows deep in the forest, in the Leshy's domain. I think this hunter of mine will give you a hand with the herb as well.
페카.
So Fedka turned also?
Yes, there is his accordion. At first I thought I was seeing things.
What do we do with the bride and groom now?
They'll manage. I'll teach them a couple of secret prayers.
친구.
Who's that friend of yours?
Just a hunter. I'll tell you at home.
그럼 가요. 와, 완전 약초. 맨드레이크.
Your friend, the Ikotnitsa, is lying here. Akulina has lost consciousness. It seems the girl is hurt.
맨드레이크.
Akulina comes to her senses and with difficulty stands on her feet.
Oh, Vasya, have you healed me?
Akulina, you're alive. Oh Lord, oh Jesus.
She's going to be all right now. Akulina, have you noticed where the wolves went?
I haven't. I don't remember anything since I fell. I can't see Piotr anywhere. He must have been turned too.
Your mother will bring you home. Rest there.
All right, Vasya.
Thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I'll pray for you.
Did you notice where the wolves ran?
Somewhere in the direction of Pakcha. They hid in the forest straight away. I barely had any time to look. I only noticed that several of the bridesmaids turned. The horror! I've heard of such things, but never thought would witness it.
All the cards have turned over. Some of them are broken. They are quite easy to fix. The guests, on the other hand...
A wounded peasant girl is lying in the grass. Looks like she's lost consciousness.
맨드레이크.
The girl thanks you with a weak voice, but then loses her senses again. At least her life isn't at risk.
친부한테 말 걸기가 너무 미안하다.
Vasilisa, my head is dizzy. Where is Nikolai?
I can't see him.
늑대로 변한 거야? 신랑이?
He's also been transformed.
맙소사.
I seem to be destined to go return to evil spirits.
Don't lose hope. I'll go after him and the rest of the guests. I know I failed at protecting the wedding, but I'll try to fix it.
Looks like you were right about Fetka. I should have listened to you.
He's not the one who ruined the wedding. That was another Khaldun. That's all right. I'll deal with him. As soon as I get Nikolai back, you'll make it to the church. I'll set your life straight.
I hope that God will help you, Vasilisa.
Ready to go back. You can barely stand upright.
2주 바로.
Vasilisa, get up. It's morning already. We need to hurry while the wolf tracks are still fresh. I told you yesterday about my friend, the hunter. He is a master of his craft. He can track any beast.
These aren't exactly beasts.
And the hunters aren't exactly simple folk. They're knowers of their own sort. Some are friends with a Leshy, others know Zagavars. This one is called Ayrat, a smart man. Lives near Cherding.
사냥꾼.
You think he'll help me?
He will. When you meet him, tell him I sent you. We had a deal. I give him the stuff, and he owes me one.
하객들.
How do I find the guests?
You and Ayrat will follow the tracks.
I also need to talk to Alexander.
No point. He must have fled. If I were him, I would stay away from you.
동이야기.
You're right, Grandpa.
늑대의 봉인.
The moment we took on the next seal, the wolves showed up. As if the devil himself arranged it.
I don't know. If anyone helps us, it must be some power from above. Satan can only spoil things, and forces of light wouldn't curse a wedding. Mysterious are his ways. Who knows? Who knows?
You think I can break the curse with the wedding guests?
Only you can find it out.
시작하죠.
Where can I find your friend?
Ayrat lives close to Cherding. You'll learn about him in the town, in the hunting shop there. It's summer now, so he shouldn't be wandering in the woods. To cure the wolves, look for a cuckoo's tears herb. You should find it in the forest. Some herbalists may also have it. Have a look in the town market. And above all, don't forget the seal.
All right, Grandpa.
Greetings, kind host. We bear gifts, a fine rooster for you, which should prove useful for the household.
Greetings. Come sit by the table. Need any help?
Oh, we have a disaster on our hands in our village of Klepnikova. Oh, the things that have happened. We must have made a Leshy angry. Yesterday, a shepherd was looking after our cattle, and a pack of wolves jumped him. Scared halfway to death he was. They wanted to kill him along with the animals, but he threw his accordion at them. He wants to be a musician, and a wolf tore at it instead. The man ran as fast as he could. He barely made it.
I think I can deal with that pack.
Then there is this strange thing. One of the wolves, our shepherd has a sharp eye, was wearing a jacket. Holy Mother, Lord Jesus.
All right, I'll help.
보조
Oh,
임무.
thank you, mistress. I won't forget it.
포크차 마을. 신부를 확인해야겠다. 어제 그런 일을 겪었는데 괜찮으려나?
Half the village has gathered in front of yesterday's bride. The peasants are violently knocking on the gates. Looks like you've come just in time. The situation is getting hotter with every minute.
말하기.
Come out, Agafia! Bring out your girl, that cursed witch!
I'll beat her so hard she'll bring our kin back right away. I heard it's a potent remedy.
Why have you gathered here? It's late. Go back to your homes.
Who are you, girl?
She's a witch from Vilgard. Don't expect kindness from her.
Well, let's beat her first. That'll probably remove the curse from the wedding guests.
설득하기.
Stop. There are no guilty people here. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Never trust a witch. That's what my pa used to say.
It seems that the peasants are hostile. How can I convince them otherwise?
이건 아마 내 도움은 아마 안 될 거야. 죄 없는 자를 처벌. 이것도 안 될 것 같은데. 힌트를 눌러보자. 평민들을 설득한다. 위협이나 기독교적인 부분을 꺼내도 별 도움은 안 될 것 같다. 기독교적인 부분이면 그러면 3번인가? 3번이 제일 아닌 것 같은데 3번이라고?
You want to beat me? I alone can help you. And the bride? You think she wanted to curse her own groom? She wanted to get married as soon as possible. Why would she hurt her guests? She didn't transform the procession. Some man did it. Many people saw it. Ask those who weren't turned.
All right. We believe you this time. But you better bring back my son.
I'm going to lift the curse. Soon everyone will be at home.
After discussing your arguments, the peasants disperse. One old lady even blesses you and gives you some milk. The bride opens the gates and thanks you for your help.
체리딘 대로 넓은 길이다. 이렇게 큰 길을 다녀본 적은 거의 없다.
While hurrying to Vilgard, you walk onto the main road and see a dark whirlwind coming your way. In a moment, you realize it to be a short swarm and open the black book.
싸울 준비하기. 초르트 무리와 마주쳤습니다. 무력으로 몰아내지 않으면 물러서지 않을 것입니다. 초르트를 쓰러뜨려도 무리가 전멸. 카운터가 0이 됨. 전멸하기 전까지는 새로운 초르트가 그 자리를 메꿉니다. 전장에서 무리를 전멸시키고 모든 초르트를 쓰러뜨려야 전투에서 승리합니다. 초르트 무리. 전멸시키라고? 책의 명령 페이지. 아, 그러니까 총 초르트 무리를 다 끝내라 이 얘기 같은데요? 코르쿠시아, 사술 빌드도 한번 만들어 보고 싶어. 체력에 이를 때마다 수호를 증가라.
The last chort disappears into black flames. You can only wonder who set this swarm upon you.
안필로프 계곡. 계곡은 악령이 자주 출몰한다고 한다. 지옥의 불길에 가까워서 그런 걸까?
There's a drop near the road. It's notorious for the stories told of it. They say two bandits killed each other here in a dispute over money. They were both buried here. They say the reason for their fight is still at the bottom of this ravine.
내려가기.
It smells of rot and graveyard dampness at the bottom. You find 3 old graves here.
묘를 아이템은 나올 것 같은데 죄가 늘어나겠죠. 기도하자.
You whisper a prayer and catch your breath. Even the bandits deserve peace.
크니지흐 마을. 이 마을에 대해서는 아무것도 들어본 적이 없다. 이곳 사람들은 무슨 일을 하고 살까? 마을 이름처럼 책이라도 파나?
You carefully move along the silent street, looking at the carved windows of the rich houses. Suddenly, you hear 2 muffled voices coming from the town's cemetery.
엿듣기.
At least I remember you, right, Ilya?
악마죠.
When will you stop already? You spawn of the devil. What if the left one and the right one pop up?
악마가 귀엽게 생겼네.
What then?
Well, they surely won't. They've forgotten about you. I've asked around, you know.
Damn. I wish I couldn't see you for a century or so.
That's what I'm talking about. Precisely a century is almost up. And we've been doing so well together. I didn't even touch you. Wait. I smell something.
코가 개콘데. 더 듣기.
You decide to stay and listen to the end of the conversation.
You didn't give me quarter though, did you? I told you. Count the dust, the pine leaves. And you? It's all about cursing someone for you.
And how would you curse weddings without me, huh?
Yeah, those were the days. I stopped processions, all right, and transformed wedding guests. Only I'm going
아, 얘가
to hell.
늑대로 변신시켰구나.
I saved you from the inferno, didn't I? Just lie here quietly in your grave. Later with that, I smell something foul. A live one. Look, a witch is eavesdropping on
걸렸다.
us. Well, we'll scrug her now, won't we?
언데도 코든. 코든 치고는 체력이 너무 약한데 얘네들? 아, 이것도 추가됐네. 뺀다는 걸 깜빡했죠. 페이지를 선택해 효과를 추가하세요. 굳건함을. 굳건함이 추가되는 건가? 오, 이것도 연구가 필요하겠네. 클레프 니코프 길. 이 길을 따라가면 강기슭이 나올 것이다.
There's a winding trail that leads through the gloomy woods to the place where cattle graze. For some reason, people call it a road. You cautiously look around and suddenly hear muted growling from the shadows. Could it be your imagination?
가까이 가다 물리는 거 아니야? 일단 마법진을 그려볼까? 가까이 가보자.
You step inside the inky shadows and look around. It's silent, and only the branches whisper something to the cold wind.
아무것도 없죠. 안개 낀 기습. 목동이 늑대에게 공격받은 곳이다. 그 늑대들은 아마 결혼식을 찾아온 하객이었을 것이다.
The bank is wrapped in a slippery fog. You look into the milky veil, expecting to see running wolf shadows, but notice only the swirls of the slippery haze. After looking around, you notice some wolf tracks on the sand, and a torn-up shepherd's accordion.
일단 아코디언 조사하기.
This instrument obviously went through the paws of some wild beast. Its body is scratched with claws, and the bellows are torn to shreds. In the grills of the instrument, you find a broken wolf tooth.
송곳니 가져가기. 경험치를 20% 더 받음. 20% 대박이네. 흔적 따라가기.
The tracks are leading east and are lost in the
체력.
forest fog.
체력
You
떨어졌어.
follow them for some time, but you finally lose them, along with your sense of direction. Suddenly, you're injured by a sharp branch that came out of nowhere.
체르딘. 이고르 할아버지와 와본 적이 있다. 아주 아름답고 큰 마을이다. 교회도 무척 많고.
Even after sunset, the town is boiling with activity. The shops and stalls are open. Your eyes are dragged towards high stone domes and merchant houses almost against your will. You soon find a hunting shop old Yegor was telling you about.
주변을 둘러보기. 상인들이 있죠.
Low prices, come and see for yourself. Buy some herbs and other goods I've brought for you from the woods.
뭐가 있나 좀 볼까? 두락 게임, 카드 한 장. 전투 시작 시 3부식. 사술 빌드용이네. 나쁘지 않네. 사수롭기. 경건함. 오가시. 살만한 건 없어 보이는데. 약초 상인인가? 뭐야, 같은 상인이야?
What kind of wisdom do you possess? That which comes from above, or that of snakes and demons?
에레트닉에 붙는데.
Looks like the shop is closed. The empty stalls looks gloomy. I wish I had come here on a fair day.
We didn't see you at Mr. Nikolsky's house yesterday. Did something happen?
Oh, right. The Dvorovoys have lost the key, and I was left without a dress at the last possible moment. I couldn't afford to show up like some kind of unkempt peasant girl now, could I? What are you looking at, girl? By whose orders are you here?
도움을 주기.
I accidentally overheard your conversation. I can help. Even if the key is lost, there's a popular remedy. I can give the right herb to those Cherdon women. What was that herb that opened locks?
자물쇠는 깨기풀이죠.
Here, press this break herb onto the lock and it will open.
Open the lock with an herb? Are you jesting?
Wait, an hour helped my servants one time. He also used a herb. Surprisingly, it helped. Everything is possible nowadays. Have you heard how the spiritual sense of Mr. S went?
Yes, really. Thank you for your help. I've heard of the potential of folk remedies, but I wouldn't think it would be applicable to locks. Here, buy yourself a pryanik.
알렉산더.
You question the townswomen about your acquaintance.
I know who you're talking about. This family is definitely of means.
I heard he's the sole heir.
I think their family estate is somewhere in the suburbs.
A couple of tiny chorts are sitting on the drunkard's left shoulder. Perhaps they're to blame for his present state.
초르트 제거하기.
This puny thing isn't worth a zagavar. The moment you touch your book, the demons disappear, muttering angrily. The peasant, it seems, has started to breathe more steadily.
신문 판매원.
By the Cherdon Daily comes with a calendar. The state councillor publishes the paper but doesn't let it out. I've gotten hold of some on your behalf and I'll sell one to you for less than a half.
체리된 일보에 대해.
What's the Cherdon Daily?
The latest news from across the West. It's cheap. Buy one. I might not be here tomorrow. Buy it now. You won't get any poorer.
신문에 무슨 정보가 있지 않을까? 신문 사기. 뭐야 이건? 한글로 나오네? 체리든 일보. 페어뱅크 씨.
Mr. Fairbanks? I need to question you about one of your buyers.
I don't care what you need.
A hunter had to buy supplies from you. His name is Irad.
A peasant girl doesn't belong here.
페어뱅크에게 저주 내리기. 돈 주는 게 더 기분 나쁘지 않을까? 줘볼까?
You hold out a handful of coins. Looks like the merchant is ready to help you now. It's a pity he hasn't become less arrogant.
All right. I'll tell you about your hunter, but leave me alone. Irad lives on the edge of Cherdon in the east.
보조임무.
I haven't seen him in my shop for a long time. I don't know why you would need him, and I don't care. I think he's finished hunting. Well, don't just stand here in front of the shop. You've learned what you need, so go. Well, don't just stand.
뭐 여기로 나가야 돼? 사냥꾼의 오두막. 사냥꾼의 오두막은 마을 외곽에 있다. 페어뱅크가 거짓말하는 것은 아니어야 할 텐데.
The welcoming light of the hunter's lodge is lost among the gloomy outline of pines at the forest's edge. The trees look like stern guardians, standing watch over the grim secrets of the forest. The host is standing near the house.
하이라이트 부르기.
God bless.
Salam. Who are you?
I'm a granddaughter of Igor Churov, a knower from Vilgard.
Vasilisa. Long time no see. I remember when you were this tall. Well, what brings you here?
친구.
Grandpa told me you've known each other for a long time. So you know me as well.
I saw you when I visited Igor. You were little then. They didn't call him old Igor then.
Did he help you?
He did. But all was not well. It's a long story.
도움.
I came for help. I need to go to the forest, track the wolves.
The wolves, you say?
You tell him about the events of the wedding.
It so happens that I know. I'll help you. I've known Shurale for a long time. I'll guide you through the forest.
You think the Liashe is to blame? But how will we find the wolves?
We will, Alabirga, we will. The wolves are gathering in the pack. They'll need a leader. The tracks are leading to Pollute, so we'll go there. I was thinking, where did so many wolves come from? It turns out it's your doing.
This man is to blame, Alexander.
I hear, but he failed to protect. Now your wolves are running amok. They wounded my falcon. They could start attacking people. We need to hurry.
네.
You're hunting with a falcon? I don't remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it's a rare skill. So what now? The curse is passed on to him, but the bite is a weak one.
Let me have a look at your bird.
The wound has almost closed, but the falcon looks bad. You feel the traces of the curse on the wound.
The falcon needs a herb, but which one would be good for a curse?
베드로 아니면 아킬린인데 아킬린이 저주. 베드로 독하고 사슬이거든? 아킬린을 써야 될 것 같아. 아킬린으로 가자.
Maybe Akelin?
네?
No, it's from the evil eye. You need Peter's cross. I think we can find it nearby.
You search the closest glades and soon find the herb you seek. Several Zagavers and the falcon.
야, 앞으로 그냥 힌트 눌러.
Thank
다 틀린다, 다 틀려.
Thank you, Vasilisa.
매기돌.
Study you in vain. Take it. I know the feather will be useful in a sorcery.
갈
We
시간.
need to hurry. They could scatter, and then we won't be able to find them.
It seems some of them are going towards the hunter. Be careful. It seems some of them are going towards the hunter. Be careful.
Several wolf-like figures emerge from the forest. The beasts do not waste any time for their attack.
늑대의 공격. 야, 늑대 너무 귀엽게 생기지 않았어? 맹렬함.
The wounded beasts retreat with fangs bared.
늑대들을 가게 두기.
The wolves disappear among the trees.
They ran away. How many were at the wedding?
Yes, we need to stock up on herbs to break the curse.
You can find the herbs all over the forest. Let's rest a bit and get going. Follow me. I have some of water ready.
이건 뭐야? 강아지야 고양이야? 아 프로슈카였어? 어디 보자. 일단 레벨업 한 거 없고요. 토레트들 무의미한 일에 얘 보내고 저게 살해를 피할 확률 50%면 꽤 높은데 이 느낌표 뭐야? 여기서 저장하고 하이라이트.
It's better to go in the dark. We may not be able to find werewolves during the daytime.
이고르 할아버지.
Did Grandpa help you in the past?
There was this incident with Shorade, but I wasn't able to give this chart his due. Maybe it's for the better that you showed up. With the nowhere, we'll be able to track the Leshy.
뻐꾸기의 눈물.
I need a magic herb. Do you know where they can grow?
To the east of Kolva, all the forests are old, all with masters. That means you'll find your herb there.
늑대들.
How will we search for wedding guests?
We'll follow their tracks. Alaberga, we'll track down every one of them. Looks like they went to Palutstone. We'll find them there.
돌아가기. 그럼 바로 갑시다. 버려진 마을. 이 마을은 버려진 지 오래다. 집들이 이렇게 텅텅 비어있는 걸 보니 슬프다. 마치 내가 한때 이곳에 살았던 것처럼 말이다.
Several steps over old moss are enough for the constant murmur of fir branches to cover you entirely. Before you, you see the rotting wooden frames of an abandoned village. You think to yourself, is this the fate of everything on this earth?
약초를 먼저 찾아볼까?
A circle made of meadow
뻐꾸기 눈물.
flowers is in the middle of the village. Accompanied by a cold wind, the old secrets the grim fir branches speak of causes the white petals of cuckoo's tears to shiver with fear. You whisper the secret words and pick the herbs that grow here. But will it be enough for all the cursed?
흔적 찾기.
Ayrat notices a wolf footprint among the rotten boards and impassable nettle. He says a lot of beasts have come through here recently. The path leads to the east. You also see some pieces of cloth. These are the cursed wolves.
이즈바드를 확인하기.
In the corners of the abandoned rooms, you see stoves like stone dead men. You peek into one izba and then into another. The village is abandoned by people and spirits alike. On the road, you see a wooden whistle. It belongs to Petka. It looks like you're on the right path.
가자. 소나무 살림지. 폴루트에 가까워질수록 숲도 더 무시무시해진다. 최대한 빨리 이곳에서 나가야 한다. 이곳은 현실 그 자체가 뒤틀려 있다.
Ayrat leads you along the wolf tracks. Sometimes he lets his falcon fly, and it seems to help him stay on the right path. The moss under your feet grumbles with every step. Shadows peer out from among the gloomy pines. Or could it be you're just seeing invisible spirits among the rustling branches?
아이라트와 상의하기.
The hunter looks around intensely and proposes to continue the journey. he makes hints about the Leshi and spits. After making mention of this spirit, your guide starts to nervously look around at the surrounding darkness.
추디 강기슭. 사냥꾼이 기슭으로 이어지는 늑대의 흔적을 발견한 듯하다.
In the trembling light of the dying fire, you see a fisherman fighting a wolf pack. He tries to get away on a boat, fighting the beasts with his oar.
낚시꾼을 도와야겠죠? 굶주린 늑대 3마리. 뭐야? 또 추가됐어? 전투에서 도망치기? 도망 못 가죠. 또 있어? 아, 마지막이구나 얘가. 이 페이지 가져가기? 가져간다는 게 무슨 의미?
The rest of the wolves scatter. Looks like there were no werewolves among them. The grateful fisherman gives you all his money and his evening catch. After that, he crosses himself and bows to Palyut. He assumes it was him who brought you.
동쪽 늪. 비시에라 강의 수원지였던 늪. 늪은 늘 사악한 기운이 감돌기 마련이다. 이곳에서는 특히 강력한 기운이 느껴진다.
A gloomy river has slowly filled this glade, turning it into a rotting sore. You notice a black figure that jumps from hillock to hillock, all along the way, twitching in a strange manner. Your blood runs cold.
그림자 따라가기.
Greedy swamp sludge grabs onto you when you try to catch up to the strange shadow. It's a werewolf. You call out to the wolf, but he only glances at you before disappearing into the trees. One more step, you're very close. But a strange half-wolf chort appears with his retinue from the thicket.
싸울 준비하기. 반인반수. 반인반수. 아, 이것도 추가됐네. 일단 왼쪽. 뭐라? 수면 걸렸죠? 두 방이야? 와. 오케한 바다. 사냥꾼의 이즈바. 사냥꾼들이 겨울 사냥할 때 사용하는 이즈바다.
Shaggy fir trees are hugging a roughly built house, as if they are trying to close up a wound on the mossy bed of the forest. This izba is usually empty in the summer, but Ayrat notices human footprints leading to the ravine.
인간의 발자국을 발견했죠. 일단 진행하기 전에 카드 정리 좀 하자. 일단 안을 볼까? 아니야, 약초를 찾자.
You are able to find some
뻐꾸기 눈물.
cuckoo's tears flowers and pick them while reading Zagavers.
그리고 안을 보자.
Hunters often store supplies in case of a rainy day. Likewise, in this izba, you find a bark box with canned goods.
가져가도 되겠죠? 제가 늘어나려나? 아니야, 가져가자. 물품 가져가기.
You stealthily put the supplies in your
아,
bag.
역시 죄가 늘어났어. 흔적 따라가기.
The tracks lead to a foggy ravine
보조 임무.
and disappear near its edge. You stop in hesitation. Are they worth following?
안개 낀 협곡. 여기서는 아무것도 보이지 않는다. 저기 무엇이 숨어 있을까? 방금 형체가 보인 것 같은데.
A slimy fog flows at the bottom of this ravine. First, you hear hissing, and then a man emerges from the dark. Living snakes slither up and down his staff. He's dragging a whining wolf with red eyes on a chain.
콜돈 반기기.
God helps.
God helps. Let the wolf go. It's no ordinary beast.
I'm not playing games with you, girl. I can see that you are a knower yourself. These werewolves is my prey. So if you want to leave here alive, don't stand in my way.
오, 자신감이 하늘 뿜뿜하고 있죠. 질문.
Listen, give me this werewolf and I will lift his curse. Why do you want him anyway?
Lift the curse. So what? As soon as he entered my ravine, I saw by his eyes that he was a werewolf. I'll lift the curse myself as soon as we get to the village. And his relatives will reward me for that. And if I make him human now, I'll have to watch over him.
is on a chain like this, he'll run there by himself.
현실적이긴 하네. 협상하기.
So you want a reward? Will you accept it from my hands?
Why not? I have the herbs I need right here. Do you have rubbles?
야, 그냥 싸울까? 아,
Be it as you wish. Give me the chain.
The Khaldun tosses you the chain and the magic herb, after which he disappears into the fog. You lift the curse from the werewolf and feel the fourth
네 번째
seal
봉인이
cracking.
풀렸대.
You're on the right track.
선택 잘했네.
Vasilisa, what happened? Where are we?
You were turned into a wolf, and then a snake Khaldun nearly took you.
You tell the girl about the recent events and help her get to the road leading to Pakcha. After that, you continue along your way.
그래도 다행이네. 폴루트산. 폴루트라는 이름은 강력한 영웅으로부터 따왔다고 한다. 적을 전부 물리친 폴루트는 지하로 내려가 세상에 다시 나올 날까지 잠들었다고 한다.
The closer you are to Palyut, the grimmer the hunter becomes. This is also reflected in the falcon. The bird becomes weaker, as if its malady is returning. The wolf path leads you to the naked bones of the Palyut stone. Ayrat points to the mountain. The werewolves went in that direction. He stops mid-sentence. You see two creatures between the trees. You can't make them out clearly in the dark. A wolf and a man.
조용히 따라가기.
A tall man walks between the opening branches. A beast following him obediently turns out to be only a cub. You can make out leftover human clothes. It is a boy that you know, Petka. If he dies in wolf form, he will also die as a human. You can't afford to miss your mark.
말하기.
The man strides on, and you try to follow him. It seems for a moment the werewolf recognizes you, but after the stranger's touch, his eyes become those of a beast again.
Wait, isn't that cursed Petka?
남자.
God helps. Who are you?
The man looks at you sullenly and doesn't say a word. You don't feel the presence of demons, and he doesn't look like a Leshy.
Let the wolf cub go. It's not a beast. You hear me?
The man doesn't pay you any attention and walks on.
페트카.
Petka, it's me, Vasilisa. Remember?
The cub looks at you, but doesn't recognize you. There's nothing human in his eyes.
Maybe I can remind Petka that he's not a wolf.
피리. 검은 책, 약초. 옷 아니면 피리야. 또 틀리면 안 되니까 그냥 힌트로 가자. 사랑했던 무언가. 그럼 피리인가?
Look what I found, Petka. Don't you want to banish some Khalduns?
The cub runs to you sheepishly. The stranger watches Petka with gloomy eyes, but doesn't try to stop him.
공격해야겠죠? 가게 두면 가게 둬도 돼? 공격해야 돼?
You, let the wolf cub go.
The stranger raises his furry fists and gets ready for a fight.
우두머리. 늑대 인간의 우두머리인가? 175? 지금 소환하고 있죠. 96 데미지라. 또 소환했어? 통달 효과라. 안드로코 재생 효과의 면역.
When you feel that you've won the battle, the stranger runs away towards Palyud with inhuman speed. He leaves the wolf cub behind.
Ah, damn, he escaped.
I think we can catch him. We're following the tracks, right?
Ah, yeah. He won't escape. Let's camp here. We need to catch her breath.
The Bashkir frowns and starts to make a fire. All that's left for you is to deal with Petka. The Bashkir frowns and starts to make a fire. All that's left for you is to deal with Petka. You approach the werewolf boy. His eyes are silently begging you for help.
뻐꾸기의 눈물.
You perform the ritual, and the wolf cub turns into Petka. The boy loses consciousness. You lay him in your camp and catch your breath.
Where are we? I can't remember. It's hard to speak. Seems unfamiliar.
늑대 인간들.
Have you seen other wedding guests?
I can't remember. It's like it was all in a fog, as if they were running. Nikolai was there, beside me. We were back in here, as if called by someone. We ran as fast as we could. That's how we were separated. Then I met an old man. He took me. The others are still near. I still feel it.
수상한 자.
Who was that man with you?
The old man. He was bringing me home. I was following him. I heard everything in the forest with them. We heard you too. A kind old man he was.
페트카.
How do you feel?
I can't remember. I used to live in the village, not in the forest, right? How much time has passed? A lot?
The boy stares at the flames without blinking. It seems that he is lost in his thoughts.
돌아가기.
You weren't very surprised by the spirit.
It's not my first day in the forest. I've seen things.
폴루트.
So now we climb the mountain?
The werewolves are running to the pack leader, the master of this mountain. I know the way. I'll guide you. Rest now.
수상한 자.
Who was that man? He doesn't look like a chort.
This was Shurale from Palud. Who else? I would recognize him in any form. Werewolves run towards him. If knowers of priests don't turn them back, they stay wild beasts for life. A person due to me disappeared once, and old Yegor helped me to make a charter. The Lefri didn't give her back anyway. He took her for himself. He, by Palud. That means it was him. He was afraid to show himself to me. Now we're going to track him down.
이고르 할아버지.
Was it long ago that old Yegor helped you?
Long ago. You were still little. When the charter didn't help, we went searching by ourselves. We found my wife, but it was too late.
돌아가기. 바로 갑시다. 응? 책상이? 이 이상한 사람은 가끔은 이고르 할아버지에게 자고보르를 팔았다.
The wisdom that lies upon dark pages is not that of madness. You cannot paint me as a liar.
작업보르 구매. 살 거 없죠. 폴르트산 기슭. 폴르트산이 우뚝 서 있다. 곧 늑대 인간들을 따라잡을 수 있을 것이다.
After several hours of rest, you go on your way. Among the forests, at the foot of Palyud, you almost forget that Cherdyn is somewhere near. This forest looks like it was born at the dawn of time. Your thoughts return to the wedding. Could you do something to prevent Alexander from doing this? Or was this all predetermined by fate? Evil spirits pull you out of your thoughts. You see their burning eyes among the trees.
싸울 준비하기. 폴루트 경비병. 핏자국. 아이라트가 풀과 나뭇가지에서 불길한 흔적을 발견했다. 이곳에서 무슨 일이 벌어졌는지 알아내야 한다.
You stop, feeling witching forces near one of the old pines. You look up. Its branches reach to the skies, and it seems like they have no end, reaching to the top of the world. By the tree roots, you make out a trail of blood leading east. By the tree roots, you make out a trail of blood leading east.
소나무 조사기.
You come closer to the tree.
첼로베
Its
콜로시.
heavy branches hide you from the outer world. You feel that you have entered an ancient place of an alien power. You follow your witch's sense and study the old pine tree. Among the old roots, you find an ancient bronze figurine looking like a man with a moose head. You sense strong sorcery coming from this item.
흔적 조사기.
The hunter says the pack caught a
고질모.
mighty moose here. They dragged it somewhere to the east.
흔적 조사기.
The hunter says the pack
같은 얘기네.
caught a mighty moose here.
늑대의 만찬. 핏자국이 이 빈터로 이어져 있다. 뼈를 씹어먹는 끔찍한 소리가 들려오는 것 같다.
You smell blood as moonlight shines over the wolves gorging themselves in a wild feast. Some of the beasts have red eyes. There's a werewolf in this pack, but it looks like he hasn't been allowed to the prey yet.
잠깐 일단 개입하기 전에 레벨업 했죠. 전투 시작 시 기도 축복 3 기다려볼까?
The sated wolves don't interfere with you when you approach the werewolf. You start to whisper the ritual words, but quickly realize that you can't bring back a werewolf who has tried animal food. The beast tries to bite you, and you jerk your hand away. Judging by the remains of clothing, it's one of the bridesmaids.
침울한 숲. 이곳의 소나무와 전나무는 층을 이루어 자라고 있다. 마치 바녀의 벤치에 앉아있는 것처럼 말이다. 다만 이 바녀에는 끝이 보이지 않는다.
Ayrat continues to lead you along the tracks. Soon, the path is surrounded by overhanging trees that look like church walls. In a couple of steps, your way is blocked by a wall of tangled branches. Ayrat frowns and pulls out his axe.
사냥꾼 말리기.
You insist on finding another way, and the
체력이.
Bashkir reluctantly agrees. Before getting back on the path, you spend a lot of time and strength.
체력이 3이 줄었죠. 비셰라의 눈물. 폴루트라는 영웅에게는 비셰라라는 구애자가 있었다고 한다. 어떤 이야기인지 기억은 안 나지만 이제는 비셰라의 눈물만이 남아있다. 이 샘의 이름 또한 그녀에게서 따왔다.
You hear the gentle gurgling of a creek nearby, as well as the steady sighing of branches. You can feel evil spirits. Ahead, on a stone, a rusalka is combing her slimy hair.
말하기.
Travelers, come closer. You can rest here after your long journey.
Don't try your black arts on us. We are Khaldoons ourselves.
It seems that Ayrat has succumbed to sorcery. He steps towards the undead. You grab his sleeve and whisper a Zagavar. The sorcery vanishes. The rusalka hisses in anger.
Why are you here, you Khaldoons?
Wait, don't be angry. We need to get to the top. We're not going to spoil your creek.
Yes, this is my creek, mine. You want to pass? Pledge a sacrifice to me. Then I'll let you pass. And tell you about the treasure. The other knower left it here, not far away.
What kind of sacrifice do you want?
I know churches ask you Khaldoons for jobs. Let one of them bring a man to me. As you can see, I only wish for some company.
야, 재물 약속하면 보물을 얻는 대신 죄가 늘어날 거 아니야. 거짓말 해볼까?
Be it as you wish. I'll order my church to bring someone.
You lie, witch! You can't lie to me near my creek. You yourself will become the sacrifice, as well as your friends.
You're not getting any more sacrifices, demon.
폴루트에 있노. 체력 200? 누구 소환했니? 바보를 소환했죠. 얘 또 소환하려나? 갈망? 자신의 차례에 읽을 수 있는 명령 개수 감소.
The creek greedily drinks the body of the drowner, which slowly vanishes. You cross over it. The mountain top is already close.
레벨업 한 것 같은데? 계곡 위 절벽. 이 절벽 위에서는 주변 지역이 한눈에 들어온다. 정말 아름다운 경치다.
Not far from the top of Palude, you find a glade, basking in the moonlight. It's close to the drop, opening to the forests around you. You feel you can find some healing herbs here.
아, 약초. 뻐꾸기 눈물. 뻐꾸기 눈물. 두 개가 다인 것 같죠?
I barely remember what happened before the forest grandpa took me. Where did we live? Vasilisa?
Oh, you're from Bakcha, Petька.
He'll remember in time. I've seen it once before. A hunter was led astray by a shurale, but that one didn't completely come to his senses. This one is still young. He will.
That's all right, Petька. We'll make you better. You'll remember.
I want to go home, Vasya. To my mother.
아, 여기도 있네. 맨드레이크. 뻐꾸기 눈물.
Are you ready to take on the Leshi?
의심? 준비됐어요.
Well, we didn't came all this way for nothing.
I don't think so. You're not ready.
응?
They ruined your wedding, and you let him sleep near the foot of the mountain. Why would this be any different? We cannot let him escape. I know what we should do. The Leshy draws his power from the forest. Pollute forest is strong, and the Leshy is strong also. We need to set the trees on fire. We will light one here, near the tops. Then Shorale will grow weak. Alabirga, he won't escape. Well, what do you think?
숲 태우면 쟤 또 늘어날 거 아니야. 근데 약해지려나? 아니야, 태우지 말아보자 일단. 숲을 태우지 않기.
This plan you've thought up is a sin. This forest feeds you.
All right, you do as you like.
Boss, I'm scared. When are we going back?
Stop whining. Be glad you're alive.
The boy bites on his lip and hides his tears behind the torn sleeve of his shirt.
Cherden is somewhere out there. Can't make it out from here. A little to the north is Vilgard, Bakcha. They're waiting for Nikolai there.
The trail leads to the very top.
떠나기.
The iron smell doesn't bode well. You start to speed up, but notice a werewolf ahead of you and stop. His grinning face is missing a fang, and his eyes have almost no traces of humanity left. The werewolf closes the distance. It looks at you sullenly, measuring your power.
It will be difficult for me to reach the human inside. How do I address him?
페카. 페카 맞겠지? 힌트. 새끼 늑대는 아닌데다가 감시원의 옷이 아니군요. 삼손? 페카 같은데? 니콜레? 페카? 페카?
Titka, don't you remember me?
The werewolf's steps slow down. You see the hesitation in its eyes. You seem to be on the right track.
What should I remind him of so he would want to crawl out of the wolf hide? What did he like doing in life?
음악.
Stop pretending to be a beast, Fyodor. You're a musician. How will you hold your accordion with wolf paws?
Your words make the werewolf jump as if you splashed him with boiling water. Then it shakes its head and moves towards you.
You, Fetka, will die as a wolf. Each day you'll lose more and more. Your accordion's already gone. And it's not the only thing gone. Come with me. I'll help you get it all back. What has Fetka lost? And I will be able to get it back to him.
인간성? 송곳니. 옷 아니면 아코디언 아니면 인간성인데 인간성이겠네 그럼.
Don't be silly, Fetka. I know you want to be human again. Come here. Everything will be alright. You'll see.
The werewolf approaches you warily and quietly waits for the ritual to be over. Before your eyes, the wild beast turns back into the accordion player Fetka.
Oh my lord. What's going on? Where am I?
The wedding was cursed. The groom and some other people were transformed. All will be well soon.
The wedding? Nikolai's? Oh, I must have drunk too much at the wedding feast the other evening.
What's the last thing you remember?
We were talking in the wagon.
Well, at least you still have your memory. Ah, you haven't eaten any wolf food. I made it in time.
Lord, help me. Where are we? Did I hit my head or something?
Wait, Fyodor. We'll talk later. Look after him while I take care of some other business. Don't follow me. It's dangerous out here.
All right. I don't understand any of this.
I'll explain later.
Near the peak, you see the inky black mouth of a cave, standing in contrast to the ruthless wildfire around it.
뭐야, 불을
Ayrat
질렀어?
is waiting for you by the entrance, looking thoughtfully into the darkness.
Shoralio won't get away from us. He'll have to answer for the wedding, as well as for my falcon, as well as for my family.
Are you insane? You're burning the same forest that feeds you.
Feeds me? Feeds me, you say? So what of it? What of my life? What of someone else's life? When he drags everyone who gets close to it into the abyss, I won't serve as cattle to be fattened up for the butcher. Look into the ravine. Do you see the darkness? Let all you priests go there with the candles. They won't make it go away. Do you think we can bargain with it? It won't make a sound. It's wild as a night, as the northern wind. What are we to it? Undergrowth, rot. You can't bargain with it, but you can take vengeance upon it.
Ayrat.
No! Would your wedding be cursed without this demon? Would your friends become wolves? I think not. It wanted it. It got it. And now, it's feeding on their souls and laughing at us.
Ayrat takes a step forward and disappears into the dark opening of the cave. You try to catch up to the hunter, but he escapes you as if in a dream. The fiery darkness smells of blood and burning wood. In the deep of the cave, you find the wolf shepherd and a werewolf in a ragged soldier's coat. Beside them
군인의
is a
코트?
pack of wolves, Ayrat's body by their feet.
군인의 코트면 신랑이겠죠? 말하기.
What's wrong with Ayrat?
He didn't leave my back any choice.
아이라트.
Ayrat told me you killed his wife. And now you killed him?
Killed his wife? He thought so. But it's not true. You know yourself that I'm not a noble spirit. I remember what happened. If I
니콜라이
is
아니야?
to blame for that death, I know who's to blame. Though I think you're not ready to learn it.
알아내기.
I'm ready.
You know yourself who sends George. And that George smelled of your sorcery.
But I wasn't a witch then.
Yes, you were too young. But your shorts were owned by another Khaldun.
It can't be.
수상한 자.
Who are you?
I think you know. You mention me in your Zagavers quite often.
Wolf Shepherd.
봉이.
I need to break the wolf seal.
I know, this is your choice. A hard and a difficult one. Nikolai will break the seal.
니콜라이.
I came for the soldier.
You want to take him, but he will be better with me, safer.
Among wolves?
His soul will be safe. He can always fall from grace among men. But be it as you wish. You didn't walk all this way in vain. Take Nikolai, but I have to go.
The wolf shepherd disappears in the acrid smoke of fire in front of your eyes. You quickly perform a ritual for Nikolai. Nikolai opens his eyes, and before you can say anything, the black book flies out of your hands. One more seal is broken. The seal breaks with a flash and clash of force. You look around. It seems as if the fire has combined with ancient sorcery to begin to destroy this cave.
Hold on! The cart's about to turn over! Vasilisa! What? Fire?
Jesus Christ, you remember. So you haven't eaten anything. That's at least one good piece of news.
I think wife and we were on our way to get married with the guests.
That's right. We were cursed. I couldn't protect you.
Cursed? How? Where are we?
The procession has turned to wolves, Kolya. I think the cave is about to collapse. I'll explain everything later. We need to get out of here.